Okay, we're going to be talking about syncing issues. I was just told that someone was having a syncing issue, so we're going to go ahead and chit chat about how some of the things in syncing can affect. Now, if in audio, and I'm just going to go ahead, I have this test footage right here. Um, Now, you look uh, onto the title of the footage, and you see this V here, and this V actually indicates it's showing that it's locked, that these two, audio and video, is locked together. Now, to get something unlocked, you would go ahead, right click, bring up this menu here and click on unlink. Now the V is gone, so you can go ahead and re-unlink, and you can actually move this around, and obviously you can try to match up where the audio is at
Course,
with,
and virtually
and you
all
can
of it
see
now is stored on
from the
computers.
speaking of the mouth,
We're
and
entering an era where more
this is
and more
how
our
you can tell
research
that the linking is off.
involves big data and large collections
Also,
of
you
information
notice
that's
how, let me go ahead
stored.
and hit stop here real quick. You notice how the syncing, you can tell how I was able to snap that into place. A lot of times that's helpful, a lot of times that's a pain. That's by this right here. This is your snap tool, and when you hit S, that automatically turns it off or turns it on. And this will help out with when you snap into it, and say for instance you're bringing in two different types of footage, and that is how you get the syncing together. My suggestion is, when it comes to actual audio and matching up syncing can be very pain in the neck. It is very much an art, because like one thing I had to deal with, one of the first editing programs I ever used, and this shows how old I am, the computer did not have an audio card in it, and so I had to try to edit a video without an audio, and so I learned by muscle movement. So you can actually learn how to edit by muscle movement, and in some ways that made me a better editor when I was able to add in audio. And, so that's one way of looking at it. But so that is a quick tip on how to sync in audio. If audio is off, and you just another problem I've ran into a couple times, where you synced up your audio here, but down the road when you tried to sync it up and you're having problems where it just like becomes out of sync. One way to fix it is go to the section that you went ahead and you changed up, and what that means is, your when you recorded, the formatting somehow got changed up. So what you're going to have to do is sync it up in one section, and then when you notice it's starting to go out of sync, go back to where you start to see where it starts to become unsync. Clip that by going ahead, push C for your cutting tool, click to cut, go in, and right click on the audio, change your speed duration to 1 or 2% of what it is. So, and this is where you're going to have to play with it a little bit. If you know, 1 to 2, up to 5%. So if I go to 105, I highly suggest, when it comes to audio, you got to be very careful. Is if you go a little bit more than 5%, because I think 5% is,
So it's obviously sensitive to all of us.
see, it becomes a little silly. The voice becomes a little bit high pitched when you go too high, and when you go too fast, and when you go too low. If you go to if you go to 95, I meant.
Of us to protect those data. Certainly, it would be extremely frustrating.
So I mean, it's a little bit of play. Try with the speed, speed it up or slow it down. don't go too far because it will sound silly. You don't want your subject to sound silly, and that would get your audience out of whatever the subject is speaking about. So that would be my suggestion. I know that there's a couple different ways of playing with it. If there's anything else, feel free to ask me again. I will look into a few more things, but that's usually the way I figure out about audio syncing. Thank you very much, and contact me again at CALEXAN, the number 7, at asu.edu. You have a good day.